Hi guys, Tal here. In this video I'll show you how to set up a Kubernetes environment in your VMware. I needed it for a demonstration how to Venafi with the Jetstack works to help and provision certificate. So here on the screen you can see public website where all those instructions you can take from. And this 10 minutes video I'll show you step by step without too much explanation, but we will have a working Kubernetes on your environment. So I use a VMware image for Ubuntu 18.4. And before we start, so I don't have anything here on my folder. I just log on, I switch to be a root user, and I type git clone and a link from the website. So as a result of this command, a folder been created and a bunch of files within this folder. We will start with set up a Docker environment in my Linux machine. So I have a Docker. Now I'm going from the same folder, I'm going to install Kubernetes. This part is a little bit longer, maybe 4 or 5 minutes. Now that we have Kubernetes set up, let's also go ahead and set up NGX. Next, we will install Jetstack Certificate Manager and running kubectl get pods. We see that we have Kubernetes Cert Manager and NGX ingress. Now that we have all files in place, let's start to configure. First, we will create a secret instance for a username that will be used to communicate with Venafi. Now with this command I will retrieve a Venafi certificate so I can trust it and validate the credentials. Just to mention, in my environment, because DNS it's not or host, it's not something that I prefer to use here. I have IP address subject alternative name, and for this reason I can use IP address. Result of this command will give us base64 encoded certificate, and this is we will need in our next step. So I just copy it in the buffer, and I'm going from the same folder. We have Venafi issuer file. I will go to zone. This is the policy folder. I will delete the part that I don't have in my environment, and I will apply appropriate IP address here. Also, I will add additional field CA bundle, and this is where I will paste the value. So I'm going to save it. I also going to check that the folder exists that I mentioned in Venafi issuer. So this is the under certificate. I have a Jetstack, so it's all good. And now I'm going to apply Venafi issuer YAML file. If everything is okay, I can see success message or error message here at very bottom. So this is what we would like to see. Right now our Kubernetes environment can communicate with Venafi to provision certificates. So on the same folder you will find certificate.yaml file where we have DNS name set up as demo.example.com, and this is how you request certificate from Kubernetes that in its turn utilize Venafi issuer, and certificate come from Venafi. You can see there's a different options that you can check. kubectl get certificate request certificate and secret store. So here, if I use kubectl get certificates -o YAML, I get more detailed information about this certificate. Under the same folder, you will find certificate -subject. Same concept, but we have more fields. Give me a second, let me try it again. So now if I'm checking my certificates resources, I have corporate and demo. So let me go to Venafi Aperture and I will search for demo certificate. So I can see demoexample.com. And this certificate, I do not specify any fields outside of common name. But if I go to corporate, you will see that I did include in YAML definition file, I did include organization unit and state and country. This is us progressing this web page. We are around 60% done, so we have a working environment. I hope it was informative and see you on my next video.